Hi, I'm Mike and welcome back to my YouTube channel, NC Woodworker. Today I'm going to show you how I made this outdoor Tesla charging station. A couple years ago, my wife bought a Tesla, and for the longest time we were just charging it from an outdoor outlet. We just run a cable from the outlet over to the car, and we were just charging it on the 120 volt. And you know it takes a long time to charge a car just on 120 volts. So my wife asked me if we could put an outdoor charging station over by her car. I said, yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. I could probably design one, and then we'd have an electrician come out and hook it up for us. So let me show you how I designed this outdoor charging station. And I just basically used a 4x6 as for the board. And I had a outdoor step lighting that we used on a prior project, and I wanted to incorporate that into the design too, because at night it's nice to have a light out here to be able to see what you're doing. So like I said, I just used a 4x6 and I cut a 20-degree angle here off the top, and then with the light I just screwed the light in onto the base, and then put the base, I took the top and just screwed it back onto the top. And a couple features that we have on here is, one, I have a photocell. Put a photocell on here so the light will just come on from dusk to dawn. And we also have the 120 outlet here too, not only just for the outdoor lighting here, but for the landscape lighting, and also if you want to vacuum out your car. And down here is the 240 volt. And I put a wire rack on here too, a cable rack, that way you kind of just wrap up the cable when we're not using it. So it's I think it's a nice contemporary design. It's non-obtrusive, and it blends real good into the landscape. So let me go inside the shop and I'll show you how I made this. Okay, before I get started on building the charging station, I want to go over and explain what light I'm using and how I plan to attach that light to the base. The light I'm using is a Leon light. It's a LED landscape light. It's a light mainly used for illuminating stairs, and a project we had last year we used these, and I had a few left over. The light system has 4 LED lights on it, and the total length of this is about 7 inches. And when you're dealing with a 4x6, the 4x6 is really 5.5 inches. So when I put my lighting system on here, you'll see that I'll have the length overhanging by about 3/4 of an inch on each side. So the way I remedied that was I used some aviation snips on the light, and I was able to snip away about 3/4 of an inch on each side. And it was a little bit difficult because we're dealing with stainless steel here, but it's doable. It took a little while to be able to cut through it. And after I cut through it, I went over to the bench grinder and smoothed out the edges and straightened them out. Now, you can buy these lights at 4 inches, and so that'll be able to fit on here without having to cut it. But then you're dealing with 2 lights instead of 4. And I wanted to go with 4, and since I had the means to be able to cut this plate here, I thought it'd be more of an advantage to go in and cut it and take advantage of the 4 lights instead of the 2. Okay, here's my base plate, an example of my base plate and how I plan to attach it. One, you'll notice that there's an electrical light that runs out through the back. So right here I'm going to have to get my router and route out a little groove here, so this wire will fit down here and run out the back, and then the back here will be the electrical junction boxes, so it'll just run right to them and attach onto their back on the back. And another thing is that the thickness of this plate here, I want to have it it's perfectly smooth here with the top of the base plate. So I'm going to use my router and use a straight bit and just route out the depth of this plate here, so it'll all just fit flush on the base plate, on the base. Another thing you'll notice is that I have two holes here, two small holes here, that I can just screw the plate to the base with that. And then they have two large holes here, one large one here, one here, so that when you do put your 20-degree angle top board on, you can outline where these holes are in comparison to this. So what I'll do is I'll use a 1/2-inch bit and drill down about 3/4 of an inch on all 4 of these here, and then use a 4-inch screw to screw down in here and attach this 20-degree top board to the base here. So and then use a 1/2-inch dowel to fill in the holes here, and cut them level to the top there, and hide those screw holes. Okay, so that's my plan. So I'm gonna go get started on the base post and attach these lights, and we'll go from there. Okay, I have my 4x6 square to the saw now, and I have my angle set on my miter saw at 20 degrees. So I'll make one cross cut here at 20 degrees. Then I'll move this board up 2.5 inches, and then I'll make another cross cut, and that'll leave me with my top piece that'll be sitting on the base, and the top piece will be at 20 degrees compared to the base. So I'll make the cross cuts now. Here's the top piece as waste wood. Now I'll move the 4x6 up 2.5 inches. Okay, I drew a line here that's 2.5 inches from the top. The miter gauge is still set at 20 degrees, so I'll just make a cross cut here, and that'll be the top part of the charging station. Okay, now we have our top piece. That'll just be sitting on top of the base. We'll sand this up, smooth it out, smooth the edges out, and then we'll proceed on to the next step. I put this runner on here for my router. So what I want to do, I have a 3/8" straight bit on here. I want to be able to just run this bit straight across my base right here, and make maybe a 1/2 inch groove in there, because remember I had this wire here that needs to go sit on top of here, and I can run this wire through this groove here out the back, and the back part of this post right here is going to have all the electrical junction boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this groove here so we can run that wire. Okay, so now got this wire here, we'll be able to pop this thing here off. And now we can run that light wire right through here, just like so. Just like so. So it'll run out the back here. And now we just need to I have the router table all set up now. I'm using a straight bit, and I level the straight bit so it'll be the same height as my metal plate right here. Also, I want to remove the wood that's going to be on this side of the light. So I'm removing wood from this area right here. So I'm just going to be making passes in this direction until I remove all the wood here. Now I'm ready to prepare the top board to attach the light and the top board to the baseboard. And if you notice here where I used the router to make a groove in here to compensate for the depth of the plate, that this light plate will fit nice and snug in here. And then this groove here will leave very little of a gap here, so when I attach this top board to the baseboard, won't be that big of a gap between the two pieces of wood. You'll notice that this light has two large holes here. That will be able to drill the screw down through these holes here and attach the top board to the baseboard. And I was able to determine where I need to drill those holes just by putting the light plate on here and drawing a circle here. So I'll put drill two holes here for the screws, and then two more up here to attach the top board. I'm using a 1/2 inch brad tip drill bit here, and I'll drill down about 1/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch into the top board here. Okay, now so this here will be able to slip right in here like so onto the baseboard, and I'll just drill the screws down through this top board here and attach the light and the top board to the base. Now that we have our relief holes cut, I'm going to need to drill a pilot hole through these relief holes here at a 20-degree angle, because remember, this top plate is sitting at a 20-degree angle on the base. And our lights, if we were to drill straight down, we would miss the hole that's in the plate, the light plate. So these top two I won't have to worry about, because I don't have to worry about hitting a hole on those. But these two right here, I'm going to have to drill at 20 degrees. And so I have my drill press table set at 20 degrees. And I'm using a 1/8 inch drill bit here. And drill it just right here in the middle. Drill down. Now I got leaf holes going out at 20-degree angle here, and we'll see if I can hit those holes with the screw. Now I have the top plate ready to attach to the base. So we got this groove here cut with a router. It fits really nicely inside on top of the plate. And so all we need to do now is, this light has a nice little lip on it, and that'll help you guide the front end of the plate, because you can stick it on there and then hold it really tight. So now all you can do is just line up the sides, and the front and back should all be ready to screw on there. So get these guys and screw. These girls at 20-degree angle, so it looks like they're hitting that hole pretty good. Okay, I plugged the holes with my 1/2 inch dowels here with Titebond 3 waterproof glue. Doesn't take a lot. just put it in the hole, and then pull the saw and cut it off. Now, probably a good time to tell you about post is that the post I have it 48 inches off the ground, 4 feet off the ground. And the total length of it is about 65, 66 inches. So my hole will be about 18 to 20 inches deep. And around here, that's plenty deep enough to be able to support a board this size for a long period of time. So my, from the very top to the ground is 48 inches, and then another 8 inches in the ground. So hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do, please give me a like on it, and stay tuned for the next video.